morning and welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. In today's video, we are going to Rampart. It's gonna be my roommate Ramona, Sean possibly, maybe even George. And today we're gonna go hit Rampart Crossover, possibly even Rainbow Falls Road 2. There are so many trails over here by where we live. It just makes so much sense for us to do a little day trip, to get out there, to go have some fun, and that's what we're gonna go do. Colorado's full of these wonderful sites and trails. Let's go take advantage of them. Let's get out there, let's get on the road, let's go meet everybody, and let's go have some fun. Our journey today ended up taking us to Rampart, Colorado. It is super beautiful up there. It was slightly rainy, a little thunderstormy. The trails were wet, and man, we had a blast. So initially, the trails ended up being pretty easy. On the app that I use, on X, it was rated like a 2 out of 10. It was a crossover, and it crossed over the main road that most people take to go into this Rampart area. So it was kind of like a two-part section, but it was really fun. We had such a good time. I'm super new to these trails, and it was good just to get my feet wet. Grand total, I think we spent over 4 or 5 hours doing these trails. Like I said, it was a blast. There was not many technical parts. There's a couple of big turns, but you know, new to me because I've never done this before. It's so funny because all of these trails, while they might be easy, you know, each trail has its own set of obstacles that is, you know, harder or what, just depending on the trail. But, you know, the angles of these videos just don't do some of these trails and obstacles justice, because where it might seem easy in the video, when you're there in person and you're talking about the pitch and roll of your vehicle, man, sometimes it's scary. I'm talking about your truck feels like it's literally going to fall over. But it was super fun, and it's funny to note that. As we continue on, you'll notice that the road gets a little narrower, things start to get a little more challenging. The road turns in from a 2 or 3 out of 10 to a 4 out of 10 difficulty. And I was really grateful to be able to do the quote-unquote easier trail initially, because it's helping me acclimate to these trails in general, helping me learn to pick the right lines, and so on and so forth. It's been really fun, and I'm super new to this, so it's good to just get your feet wet a little bit, like I said earlier, and not rush into anything. We made it about halfway through the Rampart Crossover Trail. We're about to cross over the Rampart Range Road and go to this last half
of this trail. But for now, we got some bikers over here. We stopped at this huge boulder. Check this thing out. It's huge. It's about to fall on my car. Just kidding, but it's super beautiful so far. I hope you've enjoyed the footage. The road has been awesome. It's nice and damp, it's comfortable, it's soft. There's tons of water everywhere. The Gladiator is super dirty, and we're having so much fun. We're just gonna go over this road now, and then we'll go ahead and go start our last stretch of this little day trip. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Let's get to it. Things started to get a little more challenging as we approached that second stretch of the crossover. So once we actually crossed over the road, the turns were sharper, there was a little more rocks, and eventually this led us all the way down to the optional Rainbow Falls Road. So this actually marked one of the starting points to this Rainbow Falls Trail. Obviously it got a little bit more challenging. This is something that I have never done before. In fact, what really changed was the width and style. Really the terrain was very similar, but the trail, it shortened in. The width was a lot more narrow than the previous road, and it was just a little bit more technical. There was some more turns, there was some more rocks. You'll see we come up to a place where there's a bunch of rocks and stuff. Now obviously there was no way that I was gonna be able to do this with my Jeep, but the hill was so intense, and I just wish that the camera could get it into perspective of the angle, which this hill actually was at. It was really steep, and it was super fun to at least go get a good sense of the pitch and the roll, and roll the Jeep up there for some fun. Kind of felt like we were all gonna fall back, but we had a blast. It was a nice little pit stop. Mostly what this is for is going to be the dirt bikes or UTVs, ATVs that rip it through there and want to bank through the turn. Now, I was really trying to concentrate while we were taking some of these videos on the Rainbow Falls. It was not a trail that I really came prepared to do, but it was a trail that I was open to doing. And obviously we have all of our recovery gear, we're soloing it, we have the means to do whatever it takes to, you know, for the most part, get up and out of there if something happens. However, like I said, I was just trying to concentrate, so we didn't get much video around the Rainbow Falls area because it did increase in difficulty level, and I wanted to make sure that I was learning and picking the right line, learning how to pick the right line, because you never know and you always want to be prepared. So it was really fun, but I didn't get too much video. Obviously right here you can see we're going through a lot more rocks. It's really narrow, not much elevation gain with the rocks, but you'll see a little more elevation gain in next video. Hint, 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 hint. Anyways, it was a blast. We had so much fun that day, and I'm really happy we went out. Well, that is a wrap. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you drop a like, you comment if you have something to say, and you subscribe. That helps us so much. It's been a fun day. You guys had fun?
Had a lot of fun.
Yep. So Rainbow Falls. Rainbow Falls can be accomplished with the Gladiator. We did it. It wasn't bad. I think it was a 4 or 6 out of 10. I don't know. You'll have to just tell me in the comments. But anyways, super fun. We're about to head out and it is time to go home. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this video. Bye.